Hurricane Productions is the University of Miami's entertainment board and largest student-run organization. HP hosts an array of events that include theater productions and live musical performances like Common, Wiz Khalifa, and Billy Joel. HP's staple event, Patio Jams, lets local bands jam out every week in an almost 2-hour show. Just a few weeks after the Ultra Music Festival, HP decided it was time a taste of the electronic and dubstep music phenomena was brought to the students of UM for free. HP chose none other than Diplo, mostly known as one half of the electro house dancehall project Major Lazer, a DJ/producer duo. The genre of music is worldwide but beginning to become more and more popular amongst young people in the States. HP is following suit by appeasing the fans and those just curious by booking a not-so-mainstream Diplo for a widely diverse student body. We sat down with the man behind the plan to find out the student body response, concerns, and how this all came about.
My name is Chris Martin. I am the president of concerts for Hurricane Productions. We are the largest student-run organization. I'm just the concerts division, so my staff, I have an executive board of 6 people. We do have general board meetings where we invite students to come, give their opinions, and we really try to take as much response from the student body as possible, especially this year. Diplo, I wanted to actually book him in December. Didn't really work out. He was traveling abroad. I worked on bringing Wale. Same thing, didn't really work out. And I just got a phone call, literally when I was just, reaching out to some agents, and they're like, look, Diplo, he's going to be starting a college tour with Major Lazer. What can we make happen? And I was like, let's do it. Diplo kind of just fell into place, and I've worked with him before at venues such as like Grand Central, and I just knew that he was universal enough and diverse enough of an artist to really, draw in the hardcore electronic music fans as well as people that just want to go to a concert that are students here. They just want to enjoy a free event. Diplo actually, a few months ago before Ultra, released a press release that he's against Ultra and the high ticket prices. He feels like fans should not have to pay $300 to $500 to see him perform. And so that was kind of also a cool thing when I booked him, because I legitimately knew that he enjoyed playing for free for students, and he wants people to hear their music and not necessarily make the biggest payday. I didn't have to promote that much for it. I put up an event on Facebook and just traveled like wildfire. We got front page of the Hurricane, which helped, but we didn't really flyer that much. But definitely this is the largest electronic music event ever to be held at the University of Miami. Put your back in it, put your back in it, nah. Put your back in it, bend over, touch the floor. Get low, nah.
What part of the culture do you think electronic music has on Miami?
I think it's still growing. I think it's a very integral part to what people see, what people are listening to. In my personal opinion, people don't really know much about the culture as what it's engulfed in Europe, and it's really developed and diversified, and there's so many genres and everything. Right now it's kind of faddy, it's kind of a fad right now in the States. But I think, next 4 years it's just going to be an explosion. I mean, you could take Diplo for example. I mean, one of the biggest producers in the industry right now, and he's producing tracks for Beyonce and Usher. So, I mean, the influence speaks for itself.
Do you think it's sustainable, electronic music in the United States?
I mean, it's interesting because the record sales aren't translating to ticket sales. The record sales are very low. People aren't buying electronic music albums. But DJs are making $1 million at festivals. I mean, that's unheard of. Unheard of for even some of the biggest bands, rock bands. I mean, it's really changing the game, and I think people are trying to figure out how to monetize that and how to base record labels around electronic music. And I think everybody's just learning, trying to figure it out, how to make it the most lucrative and, like you said, sustaining it for years. Can it be a genre that my little sister will be listening to? Who knows? If I had that question, I'd probably be a millionaire.
Did you guys have any reservations about bringing this kind of genre onto campus?
I think when we do large scale events, we're always, and we definitely play it cautiously. We cover all our bases, and students are going to do what they want to do, regardless of what. I mean, we ran into the same issues when I booked Wiz Khalifa for my first show in 2010, December 2010. I mean, you know, Wiz Khalifa, he's known for his drug use, and I mean, literally a month before he was arrested at North Carolina University for, having drugs on his bus. And I mean, it adds to the mystique of the artist, but we just try to first provide the entertainment for the students, and secondly, just make sure it's a safe environment. We're always in tune with UMPD. Always have a meeting with them whenever we book an artist. We have a sit down with them, talk about what we need to do to make this the safest event possible. I think it gets a bad rap in general across the country. I mean, at some of these festivals, we've seen deaths, we've seen stampedes. It's people are fanatic about this type of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not the first time something like this happened. I mean, when you look at Woodstock and you look at everything, it's just our generation's version of that. I think Miami is bringing in a lot of money, and they said Ultra was going to be canceled this year. They didn't know what was going to happen, but I think overall tourism it brings, just the global advertising is huge, and I think that outweighs kind of the negative aspect that might be connotated with it. I definitely think students should be excited for what's to come, and I think we've seen the mistakes, and I think Hurricane Productions is lined up for some really great things in the future.